Welcome back. It's still Today's Style, and this is the time where we talk about style and business in Nigeria. Did you know it's a business? It is a serious business, and the people like Okbe, my guest, she's making so much money out of it because it's serious business. And she's a HR manager, she's a fashion writer, a fashion stylist. Should I go on? Please help us welcome Mimi Okbe Ogumbowale, CEO Elmira Styling. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And well done. You're doing a beautiful job, darling.
Thank you.
So, at what point did you discover your talent?
I would say since I was a kid, I didn't know it was a talent. I just thought, I was this very adventurous kid and I always loved fashion. And I see people and mentally dress them up, or I go for a wedding as a kid and I'm like, this bride, she should have just have hiked up her sleeve just a little, like I didn't know it was a gift or a talent. So I always say to people I've always been a stylist, but up until 2014, I got a diploma in fashion styling from London School of Styling. So I think that was when I went to the business part of it. I transited from it being a hobby to being, business.
I know a lot of people have this misconception that styling is not a business, like it's not a, profession on its own. How do we change that narrative?
I'm actually currently writing a book on that. It's like supposed to be a style guide where you can pick up and read and understand your own style and how you can have a stylist and, change the narrative basically. I think because I've realized that there's a knowledge gap in people understanding the function and the role of a stylist. So I'm writing a book on that at the moment. And I think the easiest way of change by making people understand, because when they don't understand, the days I walk in and say, oh, I'm a stylist, and they think I'm a hairstylist. I'm not a hairstylist, I'm a fashion stylist. And they say, okay, so what's the name of your collection? And I no, I'm not a designer.
I know that feeling.
So people, I think there's a misconception. Like I said, because it's quite new, people do not really understand it. So I think there's a knowledge gap. We need to do more about, trying to educate people on the need for a stylist, what a stylist does. And I think hopefully with that, the social media, Instagram, I know a lot of stylists, great stylists, both in Nigeria and internationally, that do a good job at educating people. I know that my counterparts in Lagos, they do that. And even I myself, here in Abuja, I run these style seminars. They are called Elmira Style Fix. The main aim and objective is to empower women. I style men too, but to empower women with the power of their personal style, to try to teach them to dress properly, tell your story the way you want to be told, your body type analysis and stuff like that. So that's my own way of changing the narrative from my own little angle. Do seminars, they're free seminars, so everyone can come and learn, because style is holistic.
Yes.
People look at it as being just fashion, just clothing. No, it's about everything. It's about all of you, all you are.
Personality.
Exactly, brought forward. Is a way of telling your story, like I said, without saying a word.
But it's quite expensive, not everybody can afford it. A lot of celebrities will opt for that. But the ordinary man, ordinary woman on the street won't want to get a stylist.
Now, I think that is where people get it wrong. Okay. Having a stylist is not necessarily a function of being a public figure or a celebrity. Everyone is a stylist. Now, the only difference is, and it's not so expensive. So basically, I've had clients that just want you for, just a day. You have consultations with them. You have you dissect their style, try to understand their style persona, their body types. Then you actually say to them, this is the kind of clothes you should wear. This is what you should do. So revamp your style. And it's not so much money for you to spend 1 hour, just 1 hour with a stylist to have the consultation. And stylists, we are very considerate, looking at the person, and if they do other services, you always get nice discounts. So it's not so expensive. When people always assume styling is so expensive, now it's the retainership of it that may be a little more expensive. For instance, say celebrities, they may need you to style them for every show they do 3 times a week or what. Now that is more expensive, but one-on-one, it's called personal styling, where you just style normal everyday regular people that are not in the public face and that. So it's not so expensive, to be honest, because you're a brand. We are all brands. We every day we sell ourselves. You're marketers. You tell people a particular story about yourself, so you should be able to portray that. If I see you, I should be able to know from how you look, oh, this is a professional lady, this is not, she's not a bartender, from the way you look. So every day we tell a story through our personal style.
What does it take to be a stylist?
I always like to say you need to have the talent for it, because it's not something learned. I remember when I was auditioning to get into London School of Styling, in as much as I had my money to pay my tuition, you still had to go through an interview process, because they needed to know if you had the talent in you. It's just like art. You can't teach someone to be an artist. The person must already have the inborn skills in them. Then you can fine-tune it. through education, through reading, and yeah. So I'll always say to people, the first thing about being a stylist, one, have the talent, have an eye for details. Two, you have to be a very patient person, because there are days that someone will call you up. I've had times that celebrities call me up and add to their, to their event and go, I need something to wear for this particular event, and you are my last hope. And because your brand, you don't turn anyone down. You have to, you're literally always on your toes. And if you begin to get frustrated about it, then you can't be that creative, because it affects the fluid, the flow of your creativity.
And some people tend to, should I say, be on your nerve? Like,
yeah.
They're not easy to satisfy.
Yeah.
Have you found yourself in a situation whereby your client is not satisfied with what you're giving them?
Oh yeah, I do get them, but I mean, I like to pride myself. I was saying to someone recently, who is you, that I've never had a client complain about any work I've done for them, which is not me. I give God the glory for that. I think it's about understanding human beings and trying to, that's why we always do a consultation before any job. So from consulting with you, I'm already trying to understand you as a person and understand what you're not saying to me, other things, because communication is not verbal, it's in the body language, in other very, should I say, implicit things. So I try to understand that and factor that when I'm styling you.
Nigerians, we're very fashion conscious, but a lot of people still get it wrong and get it right. Okay, she said most times, and get it right sometimes.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Like I said, because we are very fashion conscious people, we are very colorful, vibrant people.
Yes.
We tend to miss it a lot, and we are sorry to say, we know it all, and it's a good thing, because we feel we know it all. So you can't even say something, oh, you're not dressed. Why? What do you mean I'm not properly dressed? What's wrong with my outfit? That kind of thing. Obviously, it's rude to say that to anyone. I'm just saying. People do not understand what to wear when. I've gone for a wedding and I'm wondering in my mind, what is your main aim and objective of coming for this wedding? Are you trying to steal the groom? Are you the one sponsoring the wedding? Because of the way people dress, you dress more flamboyantly than the bride. So I think that's very wrong. All this, I'm sorry to say, big gang that the Ashwebi will be looking more expensive than what the bride is putting on. Are you trying to steal her shoe? And I think it's a serious problem in Nigeria, because if you look internationally, the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate, see what she wore for her sister's wedding, Alexandra McQueen dress. Now, an average Nigerian will not even wear that for a naming ceremony. They'll say, no, it's too dull, it's too dull. But the idea is for you to look nice, elegant, and not steal the person's show. Except you are the one paying the general total bill for it.
But trends will come and go.
Definitely.
Fashion will fade away. Now, what would you say to that person watching you right now who is just stuck and they don't know anything about styling? Should they go looking for people like Okpe?
By all means, please look for me.
Okay.
But yeah, self-educate yourself. Look for stylists. Ask for help from friends, family, loved ones, people that you know will tell you the truth. I still ask people for help. When I'm done dressing, I still ask, oh, do you think my neck piece is okay? Because you need feedback in everything you do. I mean, I have 1 or 2 times where I do giveaways, I do style give, I do free consultation for people at times. And social media, Google is your friend. So anyone that decides they can't afford, which is not so expensive, please people, stylists are not that expensive. People that can't afford styles and everything, you can go on Google, self-educate yourself on your style, try to understand your style, personality, and all of that. Then read. Loads of articles. I'm a fashion writer, so I write for loads of magazines, publications, both online. Watch shows like your show. Learn. Follow blogs. Follow fashion forward people. However, there's a little, should I say, but to it, because you don't have a personal style already. It's not very okay for you to consume every fashion you see, because then you become fashion bipolar. You have multiple personality disorder in fashion, because you don't know who you are.
Now, which brings me to this question, because you're a very creative person and I've seen your looks, the looks you give into every personality, and it's always unique. How do you come up with that creativity and make every client of yours standing unique?
I think I tailor my looks to the person.
Okay.
I tailor it to what it is. For instance, if I'm styling a celebrity, when I styled Kate Henshaw, I had to know what event she was going for. and I study her. You always educate yourself. I went through a lot of pictures, try to understand who she is. And okay, I noticed that she likes color. She's an interesting, bubbly person. I noticed she's quite a simple person. She doesn't like too much going on. I know she doesn't like short clothes. She hardly see her wearing very short stuff or provocative things. I noticed she's more of a conservative when it comes to that. So I put in something long, nice and flowy, but it still had details of her like colors and all of that. So that's how I create my individual look. I tailor it to the person. If it's a show I'm styling for, based on what the show is, based on who their audience are, I style. Because if it's like say a northern thing or something that is more conservative, then I ensure that whatever pieces I'm doing on that show can relate to the audience. So I think it's a function of tailoring, understanding who your audience are, who your client is, and tailoring anything you're doing to suit them.
Now let's talk the men.
I like men.
Do men also come for styling?
Oh yeah, they do. They
Okay.
do. Men come for styling because they want, like I said, it's your story. They want to be perceived in a certain way, or they want to change their style, revamp. It can be people changing jobs, so you're changing from this sector to this sector. I want to know how to dress properly for your new place. So you have men that say work in the public sector. They're more comfortable wearing kaftans, this short. So there are different kind of kaftan. Like the short one, the ones that like nail length and stuff like that, with just little embroidery, just little. For men, I always do a lot of accessories for them. We have the lapel pins, we have the brooch for men, just to give you more texture, style, lovely cufflinks and stuff like that.
Men too need to be up there when it comes to fashion.
Yes.
And I know some men are keeping their game tight.
Yeah, shout out to them.
So well. So what would you recommend?
For a man, well, I think I always say people sit down, close your eyes, think of yourself 50 years from now. Who are you? What have you achieved? What have you attained? Do you want to be a senator 50 years from now? Do you see yourself as being a senator? If yes, then start dressing as will be senator from today. So if you're going to be a senator in say 40 years time, today don't be going around sagging your pants and wearing high top sneakers and everything. So you have to start dressing that way. So now you have to understand where you're going, then begin to build up your style to be able to suit that portfolio. For instance, see RMD.
Yes.
He's a very stylish man. I love
consistent.
Exactly, that's what I'm going, because now he saw himself where he wanted to be, and over time, so you can hardly ever catch RMD looking, say a picture, I'm like, what's wrong with him, or when was this taken? Do you get? So I think it's very important for men to understand that flow.
Now, as a way forward, what's the future of styling in Nigeria?
Yeah, I see personally, I would like to say, put it out there, styling is a career pathway, and I see a lot of people going into it because I get a lot of people talk to me about, coming to intern with me or teaching. And for me, I intend at some point to start a styling school where people just come in to learn, because Nigeria is a growing country. We are the giants of Africa. We have a lot of population. People are awakening more to the fashion side, and very soon everyone's going to need stylists. So it's not going to be just me and a few others in Abuja. We'll need as many as possible. And like I like to live in the abundance mentality. There's enough market for everybody out there.
You know what I always say, life is beautiful if you want it to be that way. Thank you so much, Okpe. We're so proud of you. Keep up the good job.
Thank you.
And keep making Nigeria proud.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you too for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Okay, we've been celebrating the amazing fashion stylist Okpe Mimi Ogumbowale. She's an HR, a fashion writer, and we've been talking about styling business in Nigeria. Today's style will certainly continue after this time out.